Let's discuss another question on theory of machine. This is a match the following kind of a problem. Well, what is given is that type of joint and the degree of constraint they provide is given. So a revolute joint, let's start with the revolute. Revolute is basically a planar joint, and you have a rod which is basically hinged at one end. The door is an example. So only this figure is not proper. Okay, let me just draw it again. You have a rod that is hinged at the floor. So there is only this angle theta is only the degree of freedom which it provides in this planar, whereas in the it basically provides rotation only in this plane. The translation in all the three directions is restricted. Three translation, what is restricted is that three translations and two rotations. Only this in this plane, xy plane, it allows, whereas in the yz and in the xz it rotates. So these are the restricted. So basically 5 degree of constraints a revolute provides. Okay, now coming to the cylindrical joint. The cylindrical joint is basically a rod inside a hollow cylindrical surface. So when you imagine a cylinder inside a hollow cylindrical surface, so relative to the hollow surface, this cylindrical rod can only translate actually and rotate in that and the rotate basically. So if you have a rod, okay, inside this cylindrical surface, I mean there is a lot of gap here, but imagine that there are there's very less clearance, so it can translate and also it can rotate in this plane, right? So these are only 2 degrees of freedom which is allowed. So obviously the degrees of freedom which are restricted will be 4. So this is for cylindrical surface. Now spherical ball joint. Spherical ball joint is like your all the 3 translations. Imagine a sphere which is hinged at only one end. So all the 3 translations are restricted, but it can rotate in all the 3 planes, xy, yz and zx. So 3 is the number of degrees of freedom which is allowed, and obviously 3 will be 6 minus 3 will be the degrees of freedom which is restricted. So going back to the options, let's choose the option. I think revolute, it allows 5. Cylindrical, revolute restricts 5 degrees of freedom. Cylindrical